today we start with a very good question regarding stay-at-home parents returning to the workforce. I read an article that says you should absolutely include your time as a full-time stay-at-home mom or dad on your resume. The advice is to list the skills you implement at home that could translate to an office setting. For example, time management, conflict resolution, that's big, and even the long hours. So ladies, what do you think about this?
I think this is great.
I think people were always able to add it, but but it would be under like personal life or life, you know what I mean? So if you wanted to add it, I just think that a lot of times, you know, when I was coming up doing resumes, you know, I got 7 job offers off of my resume.
Nice.
So
you put a good one together.
We were like that.
I don't know why. I just want to talk like this. But we were told to put your merits first. And so that could be considered a merit. It's just that you don't want employers, you know, when you put something on the order, it's the order of importance for that job. Because
That's
of course, a parent is the most important job
of your life.
But when you're looking to get another job, because you don't want them thinking, well, all they think about is being a mama. You know, so it's like put it on there. But I think it's the placement that's important. But make sure you first put your skills and your merit for that particular job.
I just want to specifically say that you're sharing the views, the reality of the views from corporate execs. That's not like how you feel, but that is the reality. Sadly, as women going back to the workforce, there are corporate execs that will look at something like that and sadly think to themselves, well, whoa, is she, you know, a big time mom? We all know, sadly, the stigma that comes with that. So I think the importance is to make sure that you're adding that to an application, specifically to a resume for applying to a job where those kinds of skills are beneficial to that job.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It depends on what job, what you're going up for.
Absolutely.
You know, and if it applies, absolutely, you know, time management, you know, trying to figure out scheduling. That's also a thing. I feel like for the longest time, though, stay-at-home moms were just like, people thought, oh, you just get to eat bonbons and hang out with the baby. But it's the hardest job. And sometimes you just want to talk to an adult, right? And you're home with the kid all the time. So I do think it's great that you can add it to your resume. But I agree with what you're saying, Lonnie. Put it in the order of importance for that particular job.
Correct.
Because you don't want people to discriminate.
And there is discrimination. We've been honest about that.
You don't want them to think, because you're not supposed to put your age. You don't have to put your age. Because if you think they're a mother and if they're young, well, are they going to have more kids?
Right.
So the whole thing is when you do a resume, you don't want any type of apprehensions coming from the employer. So I would suggest put only the things that is relative for getting that job, and then let them ask you, you know, you know, because you just don't want people, because the minute you put, you know, especially when you put certain hobbies, they're gonna ask you questions. If you put personal stuff,
that's the reality.
Be ready. If you put that stuff, be ready. They're gonna say, well, how many kids do you have? You know,
do you intend on having more children? Are they allowed to ask those kinds of things? Really?
If they I think the stigma of women working in the workplace is that, oh, if my kid is sick, do I have to leave? Are you not going to want to work overtime because you have to pick up the kids from school? I think that's always been a stigma.
That is so whack.
It is crazy.
But that's just how it is. I just want people to get their money and get their job. So just be smart about it.
Absolutely. Well, up next, no one said life was easy, but there are some hard truths learned along the way. I actually saw this thread online where users are listing the brutal realities they've come to accept, and some are pretty harsh. Here's an example. You can't trust anyone.
Ooh.
Life is mostly about suffering.
Oh my.
Sometimes the ones closest to you will hurt you the most. Ladies, what would you consider to be a hard truth that you've learned through the years? And do any of these that I just read resonate with your own personal life?
I don't believe some of that.
Me too. The first two I don't agree with.
Yeah, that's like a reach.
You can't trust anyone?
No, that would be you don't want to live that life.
But clearly someone experienced that in their life.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Somebody had that.
I know. That's terrible.
That's real. The other one was, life is mostly about suffering. I don't, that doesn't resonate with me, but for somebody else that may resonate with them.
That.
Yeah.
What does resonate with me personally is the people that are closest to you are the ones that will hurt you the most. But I think that's because you love them the most and you have expectations.
Vulnerable with them.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
And that is true.
Yeah. For me, I think money doesn't buy happiness.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, we know a lot of people with money who are miserable.
Correct.
And I also feel like nothing good lasts forever and nothing bad lasts forever. So if you are suffering right now, just know that it'll pass. Just know there'll be something around the corner that's going to give you hope and give you joy again. So hold on a little longer.
I love that.
I think some hard truths is that they wouldn't be hanging around you if it wasn't for your status.
Ooh. Oh.
I was thinking about this like deep. I was thinking about another one. Your spouse probably loves their family more than you.
Oh, God. Lonnie. Lonnie,
should I keep going?
No.
Some people might be like, that doesn't resonate with me.
Right.
Look at you. Look what I said.
That right there does not resonate with me.
Okay.
It doesn't. It does not.
I got her. I was thinking about Munchkin. I was like,
No, it don't resonate over here.
Okay.
Any other gems, Lonnie?
You really don't have a lot of true friends. At the end of the day,
that is
people
true.
are looking out for themselves.
Resonates with me.
That's a little bit true.
That resonates with me.
I'm like, I'm depressing y'all. Let me move on to something.
What about this one?
What?
Bad things happen to good people.
Yes.
And that is a harsh reality of life.
Yes.
You could do all the right things in life and still bad things will happen to you. And that's one of the conversations I'm gonna have with Jesus when I get to heaven. Like, I'm really gonna, no, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like that's gonna be one of the difficult conversations me and Papa Dios are gonna have to have. Like, why do I know so many good people and like really bad things have happened to them?
I think it's life.
Yeah.
Exactly, the harsh realities. And do we know really ugly people and really good things happen to them? Have you ever seen that? And you're like, where are these blessings coming from?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, but that's not for us to wonder.
That's not.
The
It's
circle
not.
of life.
You know?
When I say ugly, I mean like somebody's spirit is ugly.
Yeah. I know what you exactly.
To me, it's like, please clarify.
Yeah.
That's not what you meant.
Not ugly.
No,
people, ugly inside.
Ugly heart or do ugly
evil
things.
Right.
Yeah.
People, you know,
it's
I think
hard.
sometimes, you know, we got to realize too, you know, that wig is gonna get old one day. It's the hard.
Lonnie,